Right. Okay, then I'm back. Right. So I'm just going to finish this off now. I think this is beautiful, and the links that have been made are 100%. So we're going to do a bit more on the lay, but look at this. We're going to link to this. You know, I was saying earlier about the date. So today is the 16th of October. Yeah. So this links as 16th of October, 10th, 10th month. This is false and true because we know the 10th month is the 8th month, which links to the lay. We've got our 16 and 8. Our 7 plus 1 is 8. So that is true. It is the 16th of the 8th month. Yeah. But that's also false because it's the 16th of the 10th month. But we've also got that in the lay because we've got 16 and the 19 reverse. 19 is 10 is 1. So we've got the single 10 as well. So it is the 16th for the 10th and it is the 16th for the 8th at the same time. Do you know what I mean? So this is false and true at the same time, but links the book perfectly. Also, we've got today's the 16th of October, day 289. It's either day 289 or day 290, which is our 29. Our 29 equals 11. Reverse, 26 equals 8. So if it's day 289, 289 equals 8 plus 9 plus 2 equals 19. Reverse, 16, which is exactly what we've got. 19, reverse 16. So we can see the code within the calendar that links to this date and showing us that we're in the correct space. According to the I Ching and according to this philosophy, which is very old. And I say read hexagram 2 and 3 because, as I explained it earlier, it's beautiful as a philosophical thought process that I feel I'm going through now and the elements that are playing out in my life now. Those two hexagrams are absolutely on point. Absolutely on point. Do you know what I mean? Because when you're starting something, it does take perseverance, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? You may not be 100% on it, but you got to have a bit of perseverance. You got to stick with it. You want to make people receptive to what it is that you're saying, or you hope people are receptive to what it is that you're saying. So reading hexagram 2, the receptive, and reading hexagram 3, difficulty in the beginning, is absolutely perfectly on point. Do you know what I mean? You can't get away from that because, yeah, we're going to persevere through the difficulties in the beginning, and we are looking for people to be receptive to what we're saying. Do you know what I mean? So again, this is an embedded. This is wisdom that we want embedded. Do you know what I mean? That we want that is useful for recognition in the reality. And when you read both of them hexagrams, it links directly into what we were saying earlier, or what I was saying earlier about how the feminine principle and the masculine principle have to come into balance. This is sun and moon. The withdrawal of the energies, the withdrawal of the magnetic principle, which is the feminine, over this period of time because we're going to winter. It's all there. Now, I'm not just, well, I suppose I am parroting the book, but only because I've read it. But for me, again, it's more about the tarot linking to it. Do you know what I mean? That's the main key for me, is why is it that we can pull cards and the cards link directly to the book and give you good, deep philosophical knowledge and understanding of your life at this moment, at this time. I couldn't read any better hexagrams. Do you know what I mean? They're really, really positive. And we link hexagram 3 reads from page 16, 17, 18 and 19, which we've got directly in our outcome anyway. Coded, we've got our 16, 17, 18 and 19. Do you know what I mean? So we've got it there. So we know we're 100% in the right place. And then we still link it back to hexagrams 16 enthusiasm, 17 following, 18 work on what has been spoiled, 19 approach. Do you know what I mean? So this is a philosophical, mental, spiritual process that we want embedded in our head. Do you know what I mean? We want embodied in us and in our head, because 100% that is there's no negative in that, and we are not going against any other doctrine. We're not now putting this above the Quran or putting this above the Zohar. No, this is just a pattern that's very useful to have as a foundational way of thinking about the reality and how you move through it and how you approach things when they come to you. It's got nothing to do with the Quran. It's got nothing to do with Zohar. Worse, as we see and we go through this, we're still going to come back to these books, because there's going to be a day when we're going to pull the numbers and they're going to lead us to that book, because internally or externally there's going to be something in that book that's going to pertain to me at that point, that's going to be more beneficial than me reading the I Ching or me reading the Zohar. It's going to be, you know what I mean? It's going to be like something out of the Quran that's very helpful. So again, this I think is a beautiful way of doing it. Do you know what I mean? Because we hope that we're leveling the playing fields. Do you know what I mean? And we're not putting one over the. They're all valid. They're all useful. And as I've read this one today, I'm like, that is absolutely on point. You know what I mean? That's absolutely on point. Do you know what I mean? Really has encouraged me. That's all he's done, is really encouraged me to go, James, listen, I just read that, and listen, perseverance is the key here now. You know what I mean? We've got to, you know that this is your truth. You know that you're trusting in this. We trust in this now. I trust the tarot. And I know the tarot's it is the Torah, it's really, do you know what I mean? It must be a pictorial Torah, do you know what I mean? But we trust it, do you know what I mean? We trust that we are being led the right way. And it really, it's like you can literally feel it. I can literally feel it of yo, that is on point, do you know what I mean? And just, again, from the pattern of the lines, we even come back to our 8 and 11. I've tried to look for the 8 and 11 in the I Ching. It doesn't fit any pattern in the I Ching. You can't go to it. The numbers don't work. I suppose I could look at, and in fact, I probably will look at the Quran just to check. You know what I mean? In fact, we'll do that now. Right, let me just check. Because I'm only going to check Surah 8 and 11. Right, just to see if there's any link there. So Surah 8, 7, 8 starts on page 143, and we know that there's no 4s in this outcome. So it can't be Surah 8, Spoils of War, because there's no 4s in the outcome. And the last page of that surah is, that's it. Oh, and so the last page is 154, and we've got no 4s in the outcome, so it can't be that. And then the other one is 11. So we get to 11, Hud, which starts on page 182. And we've got no 2s in the outcome. Do you know what I mean? We've got our 11. Which we potentially could class as 2. We could say 11, and then you'd say 1, 8. I wouldn't be happy with it. 8, because there's no actual 2, so we could 1, 8, 3. You've got 2 plus 1 is 3. You could have the 8 as the 2 and the 3 1s. So again, I'm not feeling it. And it reads to the end on page Okay, so it reads to the end on page 191. And we know this 191 is our 1619 code in one. So 11, 191, 9, 10, 11. So we've got 19, 11, 11, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11. So we've got 11 as the surah. Then we've got 8 plus 2 plus 1 is 11. 9 plus 1 plus 1 is 11. Could it be this 11, 11, 11 at the top and 11 at the bottom? Does relate to this surah hood. We haven't got the 2 in the number 2, but we have got the 1 as the 11, which is also could recognise as a 2. So there's a potential that Surah 11 links to this hood. So we might. I'm going to put it in. Do you know what? I'm going to put it as an 11 at the top and 11 at the bottom. And the math of this surah is all 11s. Again, as I've just said, 8 plus 2 plus 1 is 11. 9 plus 1 plus 1 is 11. Our 11 and 8 are interchangeable. If we'd have kept it at just 11, 11, we could have 4 11s there. And the surah is 11. The last page has the 11 as the surah. The last numbers equal 11. And the numbers at the front for the page equal 11. So potentially I'm going to put this in. So I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to pause the video and then I'm going to come back because I'm going to have a look at this and see what it's saying. But I think that works. I think that works because it's 11 and 11. And the 1 can be seen as the 2. And 2 and 8, which is 8, 9, 10. 8, 9, 10, 18, 19. And it finishes on page 191. And I know that's the code. That's the 1619 code in one. You know what I mean? 191. Reverse the 9 to a 6 is 6, 7, 8. So if you know what I mean, 191, reverse that 9 to a 6 gives us 6, 7, 8, and we've got our back to our 8 and 11 code. So I'm writing this one in. I'm gonna write it up. I'm gonna put it in, and then I'm gonna come back to you. So I'm just gonna pause this a minute. Right. So I've put that in, and I've put it in as we can see Surah 11. Read from page 182 equals 11. Read to the end on page 191 equals 11. Reverse 161 equals 8. And this links both codes. The 19 code, which is the 1619 reverse code, which equals 7 and 1, which equals 8. And then my Crowley code, Alistair Crowley code, for his tough deck, the reversal of the 8 and 11. And they work now together. Both of them 2 codes work together because they're both, and we come back to 8 and 11. And we've got 8, 11 and 8 above, and we've got 11 and 8 below. Meaning that we're on a mirror reflection. There's a mirror reflection within me of the higher and the lower. Do you know what I mean? So we're going to read this surah, all right, and then I'm going to get back to you because, again, we've done the I Ching. There is a link to the Quran. I didn't think. It's not Surah 8, it's Surah 11. We're going to go with that. We're going to read that and see how this ties in. And we've read the lay. And again, another link that I made is like there's what's this? There's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There are 15 swords on the face of this lay. Do you know what I mean? And these 15 swords connect to the devil. Do you know what I mean? And they're reversed. all of this mind energy, all of this mind that is not negative. Do you know what I mean? All of this mind energy isn't in the negative position. They're in the positive position. We take all the knowledge that comes to us and we discern it. Yeah, that seems right. Okay, then I can focus. Okay, do the numbers work? And as you've just seen me do, yeah, the numbers work. The numbers do work mathematically and symbolically. Do you know what I mean? Because we're seeing 11 as a doorway number. Do you know what I mean? Again, the 11 changes from 11 to 2 to 1 1. Do you know what I mean? So that's how you view that number. That's how I view that number. Sorry, 11 at times. Sometimes we can change it to a 2, and sometimes we can use it as a 1 1. Do you know what I mean? So I've run the numbers, and that sort of fits the pattern. Do you know what I mean? So we're gonna see what it says on there. How is this another element to the I Ching? How is this another positive understanding that we've already gained positive understanding from the I Ching? How does this add more? Because it definitely don't take away. Do you know what I mean? It's only going to add an element that is going to enhance what we already know. Do you know what I mean? So, or what we're already following. So I'm going to put these lines in, right? And then I'm going to read it, and then we're going to come back to this. But again, we're in a really good position with the lay because we've got the Emperor and the King of Swords. Do you know what I mean? And just for that, it's like, listen, this guy's on point. Do you know what I mean? And the Emperor's at the top. Do you know what I mean? The Father's at the top coming down on this. And like the Five of Swords, he's got all the swords. Do you know what I mean? Like the guy's holding all the swords, and they got the King of Swords as well. So this is very positive. I like this lay. So I'm going to pause it. I'm going to come back to you in a bit. This one. Thank you.